One, Troy Mueller, Operations Sections Trainee with Northwest Team 6, bringing you your morning update for October 12th. So yesterday the fire was under cloud cover for most of the day, and we did receive some moisture in the form of some rain and some snow, although it wasn't very much. South end of the fire got a little less than 1 inch of snow. North end of the fire did receive about 3 to 5 inches of snow, but it'll melt off quickly today when the sun comes out and the temperatures start to warm back up. So it did give us a little bit of a reprieve yesterday with fire behavior being moderated from the moisture. With the high winds coming back up today, and the sun and the fuel still being extremely dry, we will probably still see an increase in some fire activity in certain areas today. So we'll go to the map and we'll talk about yesterday and today. We'll start down here in Division Alpha again. We're still monitoring this area northwest of the Joe Wright Reservoir with the winds today and the extremely dry fuels. Likely to see a little bit of fire behavior out of this. I may put up some smoke, but with the winds, it's just going to be pushing back into itself or up here into the black. So we'll just be monitoring that area, cruising that area, continue to work along the Long Draw Road, starting to backhaul a lot of equipment, which means we're pulling the equipment that we no longer need or are utilizing, and we're reallocating it to other parts of the fire that may need it, or just bringing it back into our supply cache. They are still mopping up around some structures, monitoring all of this area, making sure that there's no new heats that are showing up with the winds increasing and getting on them. Moving up into Division Delta, much of the same story. They continue to work this line here, mopping up and taking care of any heats that pose a threat to the line. We keep talking about showing more containment, and that is coming. They're getting more and more accomplished on this section of line. One thing you'll see tomorrow on our map that will change is we'll be combining Division Alpha and Division Delta into one division. And the good news about it, that is like we talked about when we combined Foxtrot and Lima, is as we accomplish objectives in certain areas, and there's less work to do, we're able to combine those divisions. So that's a good thing when we are able to combine some divisions together. Moving up into Foxtrot and Lima, when I talk about combining divisions together, that's what we're doing up here too. So this is now going to be Division Foxtrot, Lima, and Romeo. So this whole north end of the fire and east end of the fire back down to the Highway 14 corridor. We showed all of this in containment the other day, and we're going to be adding some more black to the map along the north end in that Foxtrot, Lima area as we finish up our objectives there, getting the edge cooled off and contained, and we're more comfortable about this line. So a lot of this is going to be in patrol and monitor mode. They're still going to be working those lines, checking that heat, staying engaged in there, and making sure that there's no smokes that poke up as we get that west wind and that southwest wind coming across the fire. So the crews are still going to be working in there. They're going to be backhauling equipment that's no longer needed, like we're doing down in Alpha, and getting that relocated. Moving down into Division Tango and Division Victor. These two divisions are going to be working still along the Buckhorn Road, doing structure prep, improving structures so that we can do structure protection if the fire moves to the east. They're working in the Crystal Mountain communities. Over here in Monument Gulch, they're still patrolling these areas around the Lazy D Ranch, working the 152 road, keeping a close eye on all of this so that we're prepared if the fire does decide to move to the east. Moving down into Division Uniform, we still have crews engaged in the Pingree Park CSU campus area, the Lutheran Church camp, and out towards Hourglass Comanche Reservoir. They're mopping up around structures. They're still holding this line and doing point protection. They're also evaluating opportunities to be able to improve any of these trails going out to the southwest to create kind of a catcher's mitt if the fire moves to the southeast. And they're also looking at opportunities to be able to cut this section off here by connecting the Pingree Park Road back up to the Black itself. We also have a Pingree Structure Group that's working real closely with Division Uniform down in here, that's doing a lot of that structure prep and structure improvement on any of the values at risk down here around the campus and in the Pingree Park area and such. Division Whiskey Zulu, we're still monitoring any of the fire behavior that's in the Cache La Poudre and in the Mummy Creek area, just keeping a close eye on that. We are still seeing some activity, but nothing of really great concern. Lastly, we have our Structure Group 14 that's still engaged here all along the 14 corridor through the fire area. They're still checking all of the structures and values at risk in there, doing a lot of patrolling through there, just rechecking everything that they can. And again, we're starting to pull a lot of the pumps that are no longer necessary. A lot of the hose and tanks that we store water in is all getting, a lot of this is getting pulled out of this area, especially between the fish hatchery and the east edge of the fire. So we're getting a lot of that, a lot of good work done in that. Crews are taking advantage of this kind of lull in the weather. We still have a lot of high winds that we're expecting. So we're staying real heads up for the high winds as that could increase our fire activity. But crews are staying engaged and aggressively working in all of their areas. So this concludes your morning briefing for Monday, October 12th. Have a good day.